Good morning, friends. It's Friday. Of course, you know that, but I have to remind myself because I get screwed up with these things. Had a couple of rough days with this cold, and not sleeping well. I think it's about gone, but I thought that 2 days ago. Anyway, we've had a couple of rainy days too. There's still a lot of puddles out there right now, and that's a good thing because we needed the rain. We have been in a serious drought for a long time now. So it's good to have the ground wet. Leaves are changing color. Some of them are falling off the trees because of the drought. They're not, some of them aren't as pretty as usual. They're going brown instead of red and orange and yellow. Some of them are pretty, those that are still on the trees. And there are some brown leaves on the ground already. But that's life in Maine. We have some friends coming up in the next couple of weeks from Kentucky to view the foliage. The leaf peepers, this is the season for them. They'll be riding the scenic railways and the chairlifts and all that stuff, which is great. It's beautiful. It can be beautiful up here, and it probably will be. This rain might actually make it prettier out there. It might give it a burst of life just before the leaves fall off the trees. Anyway, I have been messing with radio for the last 24 hours or so, 48 hours. A little over a year ago, one of my ham radio friends gave me this little Anytone mobile radio. It's a VHF, UHF ham radio. Microphone, the whole bit. To use as a base station. It's very similar to my Baofeng that I have in my car, but that will be in my car again pretty soon. I got a new antenna for it. It's very similar to that. And I didn't, there again, if I'm going to use it as a base station, I need to put an antenna outside someplace. And I don't have an antenna to do that with. And I'm not sure how I'm going to run the wire through the wall. There is a box behind my recliner right here in this corner, the other side of the wall in the living room, is where my recliner is. And there's an antenna box that was hooked to the television. Thelma's folks had a big rotary antenna. Her dad was in television. He worked at the local ABC TV station, Channel 8, Mount Washington Television, for 25 years. So the mailman's coming. Anyway, so he had color TV and, you know, big antenna and all that stuff. Well, there's a box behind, there's a wall unit behind my chair, which will be a perfect place to bring a cable in. I'm not sure I'm going to get it in from outside though. His antenna was on the roof and it came in through the vent up in the attic and all that. So anyway, I've been messing with this because I thought it was just a strictly ham radio, but I hooked it up to the computer to program it the other day, and I experimented by putting in some of the GMRS frequencies, which are higher than the UHF ham frequencies. And technically it's not supposed to be used for that, but yeah, it can be. And guess what? It works. And I was thrilled to find that out. So, I am going to get an antenna and put something out there in the yard and get it working, because I tested it last night with my little magnetic mount that I use on my car, stuck on a cookie sheet up by the window in there, which is in the direction of the repeater that I use, and it worked great. I talked with a guy down in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. He probably was on the York repeater where our friend down south would be on. I say down south, southern Maine. He was in and out. He was mobile, so he was kind of in and out. And I asked him what repeater he was using, and I never did hear an answer back. And he was home from his trip home, and he had to go in the house, so he cut the conversation short. But it's cool that it worked. And he said I was only the second person that he had ever talked to on his. I think he had a handheld radio in his car with an external antenna hooked to it, which is what I started with. As far as mobile radio went. We radio people are kind of crazy sometimes. I'm trying not to go crazy. Um, Thelma, on the other hand, is crazy with paper. She makes all kinds of stuff out of paper. We'll talk about that later. Have a good day, folks.